Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Greece. I hope you enjoy your travel here. Let's see, where can we find Greece? Greece is in Europe, southeast of Europe. Now, if you think of Africa, we are in South Africa at the bottom. Now, Greece is in southeast of Europe, also at the bottom. Here you will see a close-up of Greece. All the parts that's shaded in yellow, that's Greece. And can you believe it? 80% of Greece is full of mountains. Now, if you think 80%, if you get 80% for your test, you are very happy because that's a high mark. Now, can you believe 80%? That's a lot of mountains. And that's not it. There are more than 2,000 islands in Greece. More than 2,000. That's a lot of islands, boys and girls. And in only 170 of those islands can you find people. Here you can see a picture of the capital city of Greece called Athens. And Athens is named after the Greek god Athena. You can have a look at all the Greek gods later on the wall. Crete is the largest island of Greece. Now remember, there's more than 2,000 islands. Here's one of them. This is the largest island of Greece. Isn't it beautiful? Greece is also quite familiar for its beautiful beaches. Yes, you can see why. Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus is Greece's highest mountain. It has a peak of 2,917 meters. That is if you put almost 1,500 doors on top of each other. That is very high. You can also see the picture on the wall where it is going into the clouds. Greece is well known for, here's some pictures of the Parthenon. It is a temple that they put up to people to go and worship their gods. At the bottom you can also see another temple where they go and worship. It is made out of pillars. They started making these pillars, the Greeks. You can see some examples also there by our Greece table. Now, our national anthem is Kosi Sikelele, yes. Their national anthem is Hymn to Liberty. Now, Hymn to Liberty is the longest anthem in the world. And it's still got its original text. Now, if you think of our anthem, it changed over a while. It was still first in Afrikaans. Now you can have it's in different languages. Afrikaans, English, Tswana, all of it. Now other countries as well, their anthem changed. But not Greece. Greece still got its original song. Their national holiday is on the 25th of March. Then they celebrate Independence Day, when they had war and they've won it. So on that day, they remember their long struggle. Their national animal is a dolphin. Can you believe it? That's very cool. Can you remember what's our national flower? A protea, yes. Now their national flower is a Acanthus mollis. Rather just say a barefoot plant. Their national flag is referred to the blue sky and white. You can see it's blue as the sky with a white stripe. They've got 9 stripes. You can count them. Now, we make use of rand and cents. Now, Greece form part of the European Union and they make use of euro. The euro banknotes come in 500 euros, 200, 100, 50, 20, 10, even a 5 euro. That's their paper money. Now, their coins only start from 2 euros, 1 euros, and then they get their cents, like we do, 50, 20, 10, 5, even a 2 and a 1 cent of euros. Now, they are big on literature and theatre. It was very important for them, and it is still today. Do you know what literature is? Literature is reading and writing. They are big on stories. And did you know that they started theatre? They were the first ones. They invented theatre. Now, theatre is almost like a cinema where you go and sit and watch. But not just movies, they watched a play. In those days, only men were allowed to be actors. And you couldn't see their face. They had masks on, a white mask, almost like the one on our table. You couldn't see their face, so they had a mask on that showed if they were happy or sad. Greeks were also known for their sculptures, like the picture here, or their architects, where they made the most beautiful buildings and pillars. They love their traditions. They are big on music and dances. They love their folk music and they love their sitaki dance. They quite like to enjoy. They do perform it to people that come and visit. Here you can see a picture of them performing it to the tourists. Now, Kalamira. Kalamira means good day in Greek. Here's a picture of their language or their letters. The Greek language has the longest history in the world. Their letters look different, eh? Here's their alphabet and also how to pronounce it. We say ABC, they will say alpha, beta, chi, theta, and the list goes on. Now, let's have a look at their achievements and still some of the inventions that we use today. The watermill. They invented the watermill. Now, if you think of the word watermill, in this picture you can see it's a big wheel that turns when the water flows. And when it turns, it grinds the wheat for us to make bread or flour, all of that. Can you believe it? They invented the alarm clock. Now, it didn't look like this one or the ones that we use today. It was water dripping on a plate. Cool, isn't it? They invented the odometer, where you can see how far you have traveled. Now, in those days, they had to walk a distance to measure how far. They also invented the cartography, which you make maps. They invented Olympics. Can you believe so long ago they invented it and we still use it today? Now, Olympics is an athletic competition where only the best people get invited to take part in it. Then you can cycle, you can run, you can swim, you can row, you can whatever you can think of, they do it there. There they light a torch and where they run with the torch and pass it on. They call it the Olympic flames. There's also an example on our table. In the olden days, they did not get medals. They got an olive wreath, which could be gold or silver. Olive trees is big in Greece, so it was quite an honor to receive one like that. Did you know they invented the yo-yo? They also invented the lighthouse and a crane. Let's have a look at their food. Greeks are full of aroma. They are big on fresh fruit, vegetables, seafood. They love their spices, mint, rosemary, all of them. Now, like I said, Greek is big on their olives, olive tree, olive oil. They even used olive oil and dipped their bread in it. Now, Mercedes are snacks that you can see here in the picture. They enjoy it before or even during their meals. Now, we all know a Greek salad. Tomatoes, cucumbers, olives, fetas. Now, the Greek salad comes from the Greeks, which is in Greece. They are big on feta and dolmades, which you can see in the picture on the right. It is a grape leaf that they fill with rice and vegetables and roll up and serve it with a tzatziki sauce. Now, tzatziki sauce is like a dip with yogurt and spices and cucumber in. They have moussaka, spanakopita, which is, you can see in the picture here on your right, filled with spinach and feta, a souvlaki that we know as a sousati. Let's have a look at their outfits. Now, the ancient Greeks wore simple garments that draped over their bodies. It was called a shriton or a peplos. They were both made simple from one-piece rectangular fabric, almost like a sheet that you cover your bed with, which they just cut a hole in for your head. Now, the peplos was sleeveless, and the chiton covered parts of their arms. Now, over that, people wear cloaks. Let's have a look at the picture here. Here you can see it's almost just like a rectangle sheet with their head cut open so that they can put it over their body, and then they would drape it to the side with something to make it interesting. Now, like I said, Greek people, they love their music and their festivals. Now, most of the traditions and festivals they still celebrate today. Lots of their traditions are religious, but they also believe in supernatural stories like these Greek gods that you can see on the wall. Their traditions is different from island to island, or village to village, or town to town. Here's some examples. One of the festivals they celebrate is Name Day celebration. Now, most of the Greeks are named after religious saints like Saint Patrick or Saint James. And it's a very important tradition that everyone who has a name coming from a saint would be celebrated by the church and the people on a given day of the year. Now, on name day, someone, their friends and family would come and visit, give them wishes and presents, and then they would enjoy a meal and some sweet treats. Here's a picture where you can see how they celebrate someone's name day. And that's even more important than someone's birthday. Now, they also celebrate engagement. Now, we all know engagement is when when a man asks a woman to get married and then they are engaged before the wedding. Now, here it is big. The man has to ask the hand for the woman from her father and close family. So he did not just have to ask the woman to be his wife, he have to go and ask their family. And now the two family have to give presents to the bride and groom. Now the couple exchange wedding rings that are worn on their left hand. After their marriage, the wedding, they will wear the ring on their right hand. We just keep it on our left hand. And this engagement period can last for a year until the family feel they can commit. Another day that they celebrate is called Carnival. Now the carnival consists of 2 weeks of a feast where they party, and it ends on a Sunday. It begins on a Sunday and ends when the first day of Lent starts. Now we also celebrate Lent. So this party only ends at the first day of Lent. Now, during the carnival, everyone wears a costume and they have a party in the street where they throw colored confetti to each other. It's the most famous parade that takes place. And then they worship one of the god of wine and feast. You can look for the god on the wall. Here's a picture of the people parading in the street and throwing confetti. They also have a holiday called Clean Monday, where it's the beginning of Lent, where they go out as a family on that Monday for picnic and then they fly kites. Can you see it in the picture here? Isn't it cool? Now, Easter, they also celebrate Easter. Easter is the most important celebration for the Greeks. It's even more important than Christmas for them. Now, when they celebrate it, they decorate the tomb with flowers. The mothers, the women, they would dye eggs. They would make boiled eggs, dye it red, and bake buns. They would take the tomb outside and walk around with it. Once they finish, they bring it back in, and the people will kiss it. During the night of the Holy Saturday, everyone dress well. They go to church where they have a ceremony, and just before midnight, all the lights of the church will be turned off. And that will symbolize the darkness and the silence of the tomb, because it's empty. And while the priest lights a candle from the eternal flame, and he will sing a psalm that Christ has risen, and he will offer his flame to light the candles to the other people. Everyone passes the flame on to one another. Bells will ring, and people will throw fireworks. Then the Good Saturday dinner will take place after that midnight ceremony, where they eat the red eggs. They also celebrate Independence Day, which I mentioned earlier was their national day. Now, our high school went to Greece. Here's some photos that they took there. Here you can see is one of those pictures I showed earlier where they go and worship the gods. Here's an empty tomb. Here's a theater where they used to go and perform. Then the people would sit here, and the actors, the men, would be at the bottom performing their plays. Here's some of their food. Here on the pictures is a picture of their dessert on the right side. It's thin pastry that they cooked and covered with honey and nuts. Here you can see a picture of their sunset. Greece is very popular for their beautiful sunsets and their beaches. At the right side you will see the beach. It does not look normal. It's black. It's black because there was a volcano long ago, and the volcano had fire that burned the sand, and now it's a black beach. Now I want you to go and have a look at all the stuff that's set out there and the pictures. Ma'am will explain it to you, and you can have a look at the Greek gods. I hope you enjoyed it.